to my kitchen. Today I'll be preparing oxtails and butter beans. Now this is one of Jamaica's favorite dishes. It's prepared in every home at least once a week. Let's get started. I have all the ingredients right here. Now when purchasing your oxtails, be sure that they're trimmed to about 1/2 to 3/4 inches and the smaller pieces to about 1 inch. This will enable the meat to absorb the marinade, and also it will enable to be able to cook a little quicker. I have been marinating them overnight in a mixture of soy sauce, garlic powder, and onion powder, and allspice berries and black pepper. And later on, as they're cooking, we'll be adding the butter beans and Scotch bonnet peppers, thyme, onions, a little more garlic, some carrots, and scallions. So now we're ready to put them in the pot. Let's go. Now I have about 3 tablespoons of oil in my Dutch oven here, and it's hot, so we'll add the oxtails. Now browning the meat, I like to brown the meat so that it gets nice rich flavor and color. If not, the meat will be a little bit pale when it's done. But we'll be adding more flavoring ingredients later on. Get it all in. And we'll be stirring it, so it's not like we're frying them. We're just putting them in, and we'll keep stirring it until it's a bit browner. If you go to any Jamaican restaurants, you will usually find oxtails on the menu. It's always in high demand. So if you've never prepared it, you should try it. And remember, practice makes perfect, so if it doesn't come out the first time, I'm sure you'll adjust your taste and your ingredients, and it'll be okay. The meat will shrink a bit as it cooks, so there we go. We just shake those off. We'll add all of this later on. Let me just give it a good stir here. Smelling wonderful. See, some of the bottom pieces are starting to look nice and brown. Now, if I were to cover the pot at this point, it will begin to develop juices, and the browning won't be so done quickly. So we'll just continue to fry them a little bit more. Now, as you can see, the oxtails are nice and brown, and I'll be adding, there are some vegetables left over from the marinade, so I'm adding some water to it, and I'll pour this right onto the just add a bit because we're going to leave this to simmer for about a couple hours. And we'll just let it simmer nicely. And we'll check on it regularly to add more water if it's necessary. Okay, let's check on our oxtails. Ooh, they're simmering nicely and has a very good color. As you can see, the meat is starting to pull away from the bones. It's been in there now about an hour. I think we have at least another hour to go because we want them nice and tender. But we'll just add water as necessary. But I think there's still enough there, so we'll just let it continue to simmer. Okay, let's check on our oxtail. Gee, it's beautiful. Now it's time to add carrots, chopped carrots. And we'll add some additional aromatics, scallions, onions, and a little bit more garlic. A little bit more garlic, onions, and scallions, and the beautiful butter beans. Oxtail and butter beans. They're big and beautiful and meaty. Let's stir that in. Wow. And we'll just let that simmer a little bit more until it's done. See? Meat is falling from the bone, and we will simmer it to thicken the gravy a bit. And then we'll be done. Okay, one last check of our oxtail and broad beans and butter beans. Beautiful. As you can see, the meat has fallen away from the bones very nicely, and there is enough heat liquid to make a nice gravy. And so, next thing, we'll put it in a serving dish. Here we go. And there you have it, our wonderful dish of oxtails and butter beans that goes very nicely with rice and peas or plain rice and vegetables.